What is up out there in YouTube land? It's your man, Ratmaster Yoda, back from the dead. That's right, we're back in the YouTube game. We're bringing you a brand new video. Well, I guess it's kind of brand new. It's a new take on an old video we did. Still using the General Kenobi lead. Still kicking that butt in the arena ladder. We're taking a look at his leadership abilities. So basically the idea of this team is to use GK's leader with Zeta Bariss to create kind of almost an indestructible team, whereas you take a critical hit, you gain life on GK while he's got that taunt up, and he just cannot be killed. So you look at the rest of the team, we're rounding it out with Commander Luke, Darth, Nihilus, and Admiral Thrawn. It's a great team, and it gives you total control of the game, so let's jump into the footage. Alright, so jumping into this first fight, this is an interesting lineup. This is my man, Mandalore, real-life friend, current guild mate. He's got old Ben Kenobi in his Commander Luke team, which I really like. I think it adds some diversity. He's definitely trying to make himself a little more stable on defense with this. So as you can see, to start out the fight, we're going to try to spread some debuffs around. We're going to try to get some red markers over people so that we can use that Force Drain ability on Darth Nihilus to accelerate into a quick Annihilate. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to kind of pick off people with Annihilate while maintaining control over the fight, using both the Force Drain to slow down their cooldowns while also using Admiral Thrawn's Fracture to take a character out of the fight. So you can see right now we've got Bay's Fracture that's going to keep him from taunting, as well as using his group attack where he's going to take all the positive buffs off of our team, which can really set you back a lot of times in a fight, especially here because we rely on everybody having a buff to use the GK gang attack, which is kind of where we create our DPS. Obviously, we've got the Annihilate where we instantly kill a target, but we also need the gang attacks that are provided from him with everybody having a buff, and then also his leadership ability turns Barriss's heal into a gang attack, as where the other 4 members of the team assist on her heal. I do apologize for the notifications, but we had good footage, so we're going to roll with it. At this point, we're speeding the video footage up a little bit. You can see we've turned the corner, and now we've got total control over the match, and we're just able to pick off people one at a time. This team is a little bit slower as far as your daily ladder climb, but it has the ability to compensate and control any team as long as you're aware of the matchup and aware of your kill order and making sure you're taking out the right character first, whether it be an R2, whether it be a Chirrut if they have Chirrut, those type of things. So jumping into the second match, we have quite an interesting one here for you. I'm going to make a really big mistake, and I don't mind to show you guys mistakes because, A, I'm human, I mess up sometimes. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and Force Drain here while there's no taunt up. They're going to get the 5-time counterattack and knock out my Nihilus really quick, which is a big mistake on our part. You always want to make sure that you protect your Nihilus because at the end of the day, he's what's going to close out the matches for you most of the time. But I wanted to leave this video in because it shows the raw power of the team, because now we're able to just use the Fracture, spread it around, keep ourselves from being counterattacked, and luckily we're able to keep General Kenobi's taunt up most of the game, so he's absorbing all the damage. They're critting on every attack. He's gaining life on every attack, so he's virtually indestructible at this point. And then we're able to pick them off one by one. So let's take this time to break down the mods. We're going to start off with Kenobi. You can see we've got a lot of health sets on him. The overall concept here is that we want to maximize health, and as you can see as we roll through the stats, everybody's survivability is very high. The idea is that if we maximize the health as we critical hit, we'll always gain life. Now we're taking a look at Bariss. Next, we're going to jump into Commander Luke. Now, you can see we've gotten away from the health here. We want to make sure that he's high damage, so we've gone with a critical damage set plus a health set. As you can see, his stats, he's definitely our primary attacker. Then we're going to jump into Darth Nihilus. Here, we're just emphasizing speed while trying to add a little bit of health. You can see we've got him up to 219, which is decently quick for this particular character. And then we'll jump into Thrawn, and obviously we want him going as early in the fight as possible every time. So as you can see, we've got him up to 263 with the speed set. So getting into this final fight, we're going to go ahead and do this one and fast forward. Just give you guys a look at this. This is a top level team, almost max level, very high power level team with really good mods on it. This guy's been around on the Shard for a long time, very good player. As you can see, we just kind of start out the fight with our traditional opener. We're trying to use the Fracture to contain Luke. We're giving the buff immunity over to Kenobi. Then we're going to start working on the Thrawn. Kind of the idea here is to use our control elements to out-control them, because the Thrawn plus Kenobi variant of the Commander Luke team can be very hard to deal with. So you've got Thrawn's Fracture, you've got the continuous taunt with General Kenobi, plus you've got the stealth from R2. All three of these elements kind of combine into, a very serious control shell. Plus, you've got this very aggressive duo of Commander Luke plus Han Solo, so there's a lot of return damage coming off of Commander Luke's leadership ability, where all the rebels have counterattacks. So therefore, we chose to go ahead and get rid of the R2 with the Annihilate first to get rid of the stealth, so we could continue to target who we want as long as we get that buff immunity on General Kenobi. Unfortunately, you can see we just missed there, so we've got to kind of work around this a little bit. We're going to go ahead and keep the Fracture on Luke there while we can to just minimize the damage, slow down the extra turns. Now that we get the taunt off of Kenobi, we're going to go ahead and annihilate Luke, get rid of Thrawn, finish off Kenobi, and then go ahead and put it on autopilot to get rid of Solo. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making it. I'm glad to be back. Like, subscribe, share.